Their friends were shocked by you. When you walked into their life, it wasn't only your soulmate or your special person who felt the change, it was also the people around them. The ones who have been watching, the ones who thought they knew everything about them. Friends are often the mirrors of our lives, they see what we cannot see, they protect, they judge, they sometimes cheer, and sometimes they resist. And when their friends first saw you, something inside them moved in a way they did not expect, and that is why they were shocked. But let us be honest, shock is not always negative. Sometimes people are shocked because they cannot believe how lucky their friend is. Sometimes people are shocked because they never thought someone like you existed. And sometimes people are shocked because your presence makes them reflect on their own lives, their own choices, their own hearts. You see, when light enters a room, it exposes everything. And when you entered their life, you brought that light. You brought a difference, a newness, a fresh spirit, and their friends could not ignore it. At first, their shock may have come in silence. They looked at you with surprise in their eyes. Trying to read you, trying to measure you, trying to decide who you really are. Some of them may have smiled, some may have whispered, some may have doubted, and some may have simply stayed quiet. But in all of this, you must understand one thing, their shock says more about them than it does about you. Because when someone sees something rare, their first reaction is not always understanding. Sometimes it is confusion. Sometimes it is even resistance. But that does not reduce your value. In fact, it proves it. Think about this. If you were ordinary, if you were the same as everyone else, no one would be shocked. If you blended into the crowd, no one would whisper. If you carried nothing special, no one would question. But the very fact that their friends were shocked by you is proof that you are carrying something they cannot ignore. It may be your kindness, it may be your calmness, it may be the way you make their friends smile in a way they haven't seen before, it may be the way your presence feels different, stronger, more real. Whatever it is, you are not ordinary, and shock is the natural response to extraordinary. Now, let's go deeper. Why do people get shocked when someone new enters their friends' life? Because they are used to the old patterns. They are used to seeing their friend live a certain way, laugh a certain way, choose a certain way. And then suddenly, you arrive, and everything changes. Their friend begins to glow in a way they never did before. Their conversations shift. Their energy shifts. Their happiness rises. And naturally, the people around them notice. Some celebrate it, but others, they struggle with it. Not because you are bad, but because change itself is hard to accept. But here is where you need guidance. Do not let their shock make you doubt yourself. Do not let their surprise make you feel like you do not belong. You belong exactly where you are, because you were chosen not by them, but by destiny. Their friend did not just stumble upon you, life brought you together for a reason. And when life brings two souls together, no amount of shock from others can break that truth. In fact, their shock can be a blessing in disguise. Because sometimes when people are shocked, they pay closer attention. They begin to notice details. They begin to watch carefully. And in time, they begin to understand. Maybe today they whisper, but tomorrow they may praise. Maybe today they doubt, but tomorrow they may defend you. Maybe today they question, but tomorrow they may celebrate. This is the journey of love. It begins with two hearts, but slowly, it teaches the world around them. And here is a daily mindset you must carry: do not fight to be understood by everyone immediately. Great souls are rarely understood at first. Great love is rarely celebrated at the beginning. What is different always meets resistance before it finds acceptance. So be patient. Let your actions speak. Let your consistency prove your heart. Let your kindness soften the doubts. Because time has a way of revealing truth. Lies fade, rumors fade, doubts fade, but truth always stands. Imagine this: a seed is planted in the soil. At first, no one sees anything. People may doubt whether the seed is even alive. But in time, the seed breaks through, it grows, it rises, and one day it becomes a tree that no one can ignore. That is you. That is your love. There. Friends may not see the full picture today, but in time, they will. And when they do, their shock will turn into respect. But let us also face another truth. Sometimes shock reveals jealousy. Sometimes when their friends see you, they realize what they do not have. They see how happy their friend is, and they ask themselves why they are not that happy. They see how deeply their friend loves you, and they wonder why they have not found the same. And jealousy, though it is hidden, often shows itself through shock, through resistance, through whispers. But if you understand this, you will not take it personally. You will not carry their insecurities on your shoulders. You will simply continue to shine, because your job is not to dim your light to make others comfortable. Your job is to keep shining so that even the jealous ones may one day find courage to heal themselves. So how do you handle their shock? With grace. With patience. With love. If they question, you do not need to fight. If they doubt, you do not need to beg. If they resist, you do not need to push. You simply stay steady. You stay kind. You stay yourself. Because the loudest voice is not in arguments, it is in consistency. When they see you show up every day with the same heart, with the same respect, with the same love, eventually even the hardest heart begins to soften. And remember this spiritual truth: you were not sent into their life to impress their friends. You were sent to complete their soul. And when God writes a connection, it is not for the approval of the crowd, it is for the destiny of two souls. Their friends may be shocked, but God is not shocked. God knew this moment, this meeting, this union long before any of them could imagine it. So trust the divine timing. Trust the purpose. Trust that if you are meant to be, no shock can stop it. My friend, your daily mindset must be this: I am enough. I am chosen. I am worthy of love. I do not need to fear the shock of others, because I know who I am. I will not let whispers define me. I will not let doubts control me. I will not let shock break me. I will continue to stand in my truth, to walk in my light, to give love from my heart. And in time, everything else will fall into place. So yes, their friends were shocked by you. But let that shock be your crown, not your burden. Let it remind you that you are unique, that you are different, that you are exactly what their friend needed but no one expected. Because often the greatest blessings come as a shock, the greatest changes arrive without warning, the greatest love stories begin in ways that no one could predict. And you, my dear, are part of such a story. Hold on to this truth. Walk with peace. Carry patience. Keep shining. Because today they are shocked, but tomorrow they will understand. And when they do, the same people who questioned you will be the ones telling the world how special you are. Until then, stay strong. Stay gentle, and stay faithful to the journey. Because love, real love, always proves itself in the end.